Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 20th February 2022. Okay, let's see which are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Yes, these are the important articles. Largely they relate to our prelims examination. So accordingly we will take inputs for our examination. First of all, overview of these articles. You can see on page number 7, Prime Minister flags off 100 Kisan drones. Okay, so this is the initiative. Already the government has announced in this year's union budget that there will be use of drones in agriculture that will be promoted by the government, Kisan Shakti. So the government is promoting startups in the drone sector for the purpose of providing services to the farmers in the country. So from that aspect, GS3 paper, economy part, science and technology, applications of drones in agriculture, there can be question in our mains examination. Okay, so we will find out these applications. Then for prelims examination, China warship fired laser at patrol plane. So in South China Sea, East China Sea and some southern Pacific Ocean region, so there has been conflict going on because of Chinese presence in that region, aggressive presence we can say, and here one of the patrol plane of Australia, there has been the firing of laser, which can be threat for the pilots and we can say safety of the pilot. So that is from IR section, but for prelims examination there is mention of Torres Strait and Coral Sea in that article. So geography mapping perspective, we will try to find out and locate these Torres Strait, which two particular water bodies they are that strait is connecting, and the Coral Sea, its location. Okay, now on science and technology page there is one news, Pune telescope helps in major breakthrough. So which is this particular telescope? GMRT, Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope. Okay, so we will find out its location, which particular scientific agency or the institution is we can say implementing this GMRT, and what is this particular breakthrough here. Then 36th Foundation Day of Arunachal Pradesh state is being celebrated by the Arunachal Pradesh state. So this is important from polity perspective, some basic information about Arunachal Pradesh, geography, polity and environment perspective, protected areas of Arunachal Pradesh. Then night pollinators, how moths helps Himalayas. On page number 9 there is one study mentioned here which talks about the importance of these moths or nocturnal moths. At night time they are actually helping pollinating the flowers in the Himalayan region in Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh region. Okay, so yes, just be aware about how these moths during the daytime and night time they help in pollination purpose and then helps in biodiversity of that region. Okay, so let's go into details of all these articles. First of all, Prime Minister Narendra Modi flags off 100 Kisan drones. Okay, this is the news. So it is the start of Kisan drones or use of drones in the agriculture in the country. So Prime Minister is of the view that we can expect in near future lot of drones to be used in agriculture sector. But what is the application of drones in our agriculture sector? Let's understand that from mains perspective, GS3 paper. Yes, accurate data collection. So we know that when the land patches are larger, so it is very difficult to find out the accurate data about the land, the soil, nature of soil, the amount of water that is required, how this crop is growing in that region. All this information in accurate manner can be collected with the help of drones. Okay, this can be called as smart farming. It is driven by data and this is what allows farmers to come up with improved farming practices. When the farmers have accurate data, then they are able to use appropriately the available resources and plan for the farming purpose. Okay, so whether to examine the soil structure, soil type, soil distribution, this can be done efficiently with the use of drones. the process is not only faster but also precise and cost effective. So it is cost effective, it is precise, efficient, effective. Okay, so this is accurate data collection. Now the second application, improved irrigation. This is also very important, that which particular patch of that we can say net sown area or simply sown area requires the amount of water and which is having the deficit soil moisture, that can be detected with the help of these drones, and therefore in a precise manner, whatever the amount of water we are having, we need to use it in a very precise manner, efficient manner, and that's why the drones will help us in that direction. Okay, with the help of drone technology, plant irrigation becoming more effective by the day, because the quadcopters that are used on the drones are equipped with the sensors that can scrutinize the water quality of the farm and determine which sections of the land require more water. Okay, so it is part of precision farming, we can say. Along with that, the water resources are becoming scarce day by day, year by year, and that's why whatever the application in the irrigation, in the agriculture sector, this water needs to be used in a very efficient manner. Next application, precise crop spraying. So of course the concern is related to largely the spraying of these pesticides and fertilizers, and many times when there is spraying of these pesticides, insecticides, the farmers are directly coming in contact with these harmful chemicals. They are facing lot of problems, in health problems we can say, and that's why this use of drones is a good thing. Second thing is that when the farmers are mechanically using that, let's say spraying the pesticides, they are spraying it on a large amount. Okay, so this can be done with the help of drones in a precise manner, efficient manner, cost effective manner. Also the health effects on the farmers will be reduced. Okay, so it reduces the human contact with the pesticides, fertilizers as well as other harmful substances. Sensors and cameras they are equipped will allow for accurate detection of infected areas of the crops. It also means reduction in wastage of chemicals and thereof cost. Precise manner में पूरे के पूरे फार्म में जो है वो पेस्टिसाइड लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है, right? Suppose a particular area of the farm is infested with the pest. So for that area only the spraying of this pesticide can be done in a cost effective manner because reduced amount of wastage is there. Now better crop surveillance, next application. So of course the crop needs to be or the farm needs to be continuous surveillance, surveillance should be done, and that's why the physical nature of we can say surveillance can be replaced by these drones here. The commercial agriculture involves vast tracts of land that pose great physical challenge to inspect on a foot and an economical nightmare to examine using machines. So that's why drones have infrared cameras that assess the state of plants, can estimate the light absorption rate. Okay, so the health of the crops can be easily assessed here by sitting on one place, use of drones. Okay, so in this manner we should understand the better crop surveillance. And last but not least, reduced environment pollution. Now we know that all these fertilizers and pesticides, they are getting mixed with the soil, and these excess fertilizers which are not absorbed by the crops, they are getting mixed into the water, and then ultimately there is runoff when there is rainfall. Of course they are getting entered into the water bodies, nearby water bodies, they can be lakes or streams. It is resulting into which phenomenon? Eutrophication. Okay, so enrichment by addition of nutrients into these water bodies is resulting into algal growth, and that is ultimately resulting into death of fish because of decomposition of this dead matter is absorbing dissolved oxygen from these river bodies or the lakes, ultimately reducing the amount of dissolved oxygen available for the fish and other aquatic animals. Thereby mass scale death of all these marine organisms happens, and the dead zones are created there. Okay, this phenomenon is called as eutrophication. So of course to reduce such kind of environment pollution, we need to reduce the use of these fertilizers, and this can be optimized with the help of technology, that is drones here. Okay, so whenever suppose there is question in the mains examination, directly write these applications in your answers. Okay. Now, China warship fired laser at patrol plane. So recently Australian Defense Department said, had the Chinese Navy ship fired a laser at one of its surveillance aircraft, putting the lives of crew in danger. Okay, so this is again one of the instance where Chinese naval vessels in South China Sea and South Pacific Ocean in that region is venturing into the waters of other countries, we can say, and also to some extent affecting the sovereignty of these nations, threatening the sovereignty of these nations. Now, the department has said in a statement that the laser came from People's Liberation Army Navy vessel. It was accompanying another Chinese ship that transited through the Torres Strait. Okay, Torres Strait, it is mentioned in the article. Both ships were now in the Coral Sea east of Australia. So you can see that it is near Australia. We will find out on that map. But yes, lasers present a serious problem because when aimed at aircraft, they can injure the pilots or temporarily blind them, which can present safety risk for particularly if they are taking off or landing. Okay, so it is very important point we should understand here. Now, location of these two. Okay, so this is Australia, right? So Australia on the eastern side, you can see this is the eastern side and this is the northeastern side, and here the Torres Strait is located. Okay, on the northern side you can see it is separating Papua New Guinea. This is Melanesian island. These are Melanesian group of islands, and one of them is Papua New Guinea. So it is, we can say, located between these two, Australia and Papua. It is connecting two water bodies. Which two water bodies? Gulf of Carpentaria and Coral Sea. Coral Sea is, you can see, the eastern part of Australia. Why? Because the Great Barrier Reef is located here, northeastern part of Australia. Great Barrier Reef is located. That's why the coral, because Barrier Reef is one of the type of coral reefs, right? So that's why the Coral Sea name. ऐसे logically आप याद रख सकते हैं. You can remember like this. Okay, Coral Sea, eastern part or northeastern part of Australia. Fine. So these two locations in news. Next, Pune telescope helps in major breakthrough. So what is that breakthrough in space science? Let's find out in astronomy. Yes, astronomers of National Center of Radio Physics, NCRA-TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Pune and University of California in US have used this GMRT telescope located near Pune to map the distribution of atomic hydrogen gas from the host galaxy of fast radio burst for the first time. Anything that has become first time relevant to our prelims examination. Okay, so what are these FRBs? Fast radio burst. Fast radio bursts are extremely bright radio pulses from distant galaxies that last for only a few milliseconds. And they are from distant galaxies. And the astronomers were curious, and they were not up till now knowing about what kind of phenomenon is responsible for such kind of pulses, bright radio pulses. Okay, but now they have understood here. The exercise has revealed exciting clues about the origin of this burst. The GMRT results indicate that these FRB's host galaxy has undergone recent merger, and that FRB progenitor is most likely the massive star formed due to this merger event. तो वो massive star से origin होके वो pulse जो है वो आ रहे हैं. Okay, so this has been the finding. Now what is GMRT? This giant meter wave radio telescope observatory located near Pune, Narayangaon, okay, Maharashtra. Yes, it is an array of 30 fully steerable parabolic radio telescope of 45 meter diameter. Okay, Now, it is operated by National Center for Radio Astrophysics, a part of TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. So, it is operated by this institute. Okay. One of the aim of telescope during its development was search of highly redshifted 21 centimeter line radiation from primordial neutral hydrogen clouds in order to determine epoch of galaxy formation in the universe. So, how galaxies were formed immediately after, we can say, the burst of tiny ball with unlimited density and very minute volume and unlimited mass, we can say. So, that Big Bang theory explains this, but how it has been formed, ठीक है, एज के हिसाब से, तो उसके लिए हम बोल सकते हैं कि this observatory has been set up. In February 2020, it helped in observation of biggest explosion in the history of the universe, the Ophiuchus supercluster explosion. Okay? Yes. So, this is the basic information about GMRT. Now, 36th Foundation Day of Arunachal Pradesh State is being celebrated on 20th February. Okay, so let's find out the basic information. Arunachal Pradesh was established as a NEFA, Northeast Frontier Agency, in 1954, and it included majority of the northeastern region that we have at present, including Assam and other states. Okay. Then it was created as Union Territory by Northeastern Areas Reorganization Act 1971. But later on it got the statehood through this particular State of Arunachal Pradesh Act 1986, implemented as we can say on 20th February 1987, giving full statehood to this Union Territory. So you can see that earlier it was NEFA, then the Union Territory status, and then the full statehood status in 1987. This is the evolution. It is given in M. Laxmikant. We all read about it. Geographical aspects: the borders of the states with Assam and Nagaland in south. Okay, we all know about this. And also international borders with Bhutan on the west, Myanmar on the east, and China in the north. These are the geographical borders. Capital Itanagar. What is unique about Arunachal Pradesh is the Himalayan mountain ranges, and these mountain ranges have been named after the people, tribal people, or the ethnic people who are living in that region. Okay, so like Dafla, Mishmi, Abor, these hills, basically they are named after the tribal people living in that region, and there is huge amount of ethnic diversity in the state. Predominant people, Monpa people in the west, Tani people in the center, Tai people in the east, Naga people in the south of the state. Okay, so many such let's say tribal peoples are living in the Arunachal Pradesh, and it is very important, we can say, eastern frontier with China in that region. Fine. Okay. Also one more aspect is that it is having the huge hydroelectricity potential in northeast India. Now talking about protected areas of Arunachal, quickly we will revise this. Yes, protected areas of Arunachal Pradesh, there are two national parks in Arunachal Pradesh, Mauling National Park and Namdafa National Park. Let's locate, this is the map of Arunachal Pradesh. Mauling National Park is at the center here, you can see Mauling National Park, and second is Namdafa National Park, easternmost national park of India. Easternmost national park of India. It is also the tiger reserve. There are 3 tiger reserves in Arunachal Pradesh. Namdafa, the easternmost tiger reserve. Then Kamlang National Park. Okay, so Kamlang National Park, you can see that Kamlang Wildlife Sanctuary just near Namdafa. Okay, and then there is Pakuai Tiger Reserve or Pakke Tiger Reserve. UPSC Prelims 2018, there was question about this Pakuai Tiger Reserve, Arunachal Pradesh, okay, or Wildlife Sanctuary. So it is, we can say, 2018 Pakke Tiger Reserve. It was in news because the road construction is happening in that region within this tiger reserve. So environmentalists are concerned about this. Okay, so where this Pakke Tiger Reserve is located, or Pakhui Tiger Reserve, location is western part along the border with Assam. Location of Pakke or Pakhui Tiger Reserve here. Then there is one biosphere reserve located, Dihang Dibang Biosphere Reserve. So this region, it is Dihang Dibang Biosphere Reserve. It is not included in the World Network of Biosphere Reserve maintained by UNESCO. Okay, so these are the protected areas of Arunachal Pradesh. Fine. Finally, night pollinators, how moths help Himalayas. Okay, so here one of the study published which talks about the night or nocturnal pollinators. So far it has not been studied up till now, only the day pollinators, or we can say diurnal pollinators like bees and butterflies have been studied. But now one of the studies suggests that the nocturnal pollinators also play very important role as a pollinators and protecting biodiversity of that region. Now we all know that Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh are having very important biodiversity areas of the country, or simply we can say one of the biodiversity hotspot overall Himalayas, right? So there are total 4 biodiversity hotspot in India, and one of them is Himalaya, the second is Northeastern Hills, third is Western Ghats, and fourth is Nicobar Island as a part of Sundaland. Okay, so just be aware about these developments. Now for prelims examination, practice question. Yes, what should be answer to this question about GMRT, Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope? It is located near Pune, Maharashtra. This is correct. It is operated by ISRO. This is incorrect. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. It is operated by one of the facility of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Okay, so that's why it is incorrect. One only is the correct answer here. Now, the second question, yes, very simple. Just now in geography mapping part, we learned about Torres Strait. It was connecting which two water bodies? Yes, on one side, eastern side, there is Coral Sea, and on other side, Gulf of Carpentaria. Yes, this is the correct answer. Okay, so A is correct answer here. Fine. Yes, these are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. Largely on Sunday, the FAQ page is also important, but in today's The Hindu newspaper, they are not relevant largely to our mains examination or prelims examination. Fine. Okay. Thank you.